Have you been thinking about moving to Frisco or Plano and you're still kind of confused? In this video, we're going to compare and contrast both cities so that you can make the best decision. I'm Robert Owen, your friend and DFFW realtor, and if you're considering relocating to the Dallas or Fort Worth area, chances are that you probably have thought about Frisco or Plano because they are both very popular cities here in the Metroplex. So, which city is best for you? It really is going to depend on what you want from your city and where you are going to live. So, I'm going to give you an overview of both cities. We're going to talk about housing, lifestyle, amenities, and schools. Hopefully, with that information, you'll be able to arm yourself and make the best decision for you. And make sure that you stay until the end because I'm really going to dive deeper into the housing costs, usually your largest expense. And I think that's important that you understand the breakdown when it comes to purchasing a house in Frisco versus Plano. So, Frisco and Plano are adjacent to each other, both located in Collin County, which is one of the fastest growing counties in the country. Let's begin with just a general overview of the two cities. Frisco's population is around 227,000 people, and to give you a little bit of perspective on how rapidly Frisco has grown, in 1990, the population of Frisco is, when I graduated high school, was 6,500 people. So that is a massive influx of people that have relocated to Frisco and now call Frisco home. Frisco is still growing and there's a lot of commercial development going on there right now. I see lots of cranes and as well as residential. So these homes are still not finished yet. There's still plenty of planned for the future, so you won't see Frisco slowing down anytime soon. If you've driven through Frisco, you'll see they still have quite a bit of land to build out. I predict the growth continuing over the years. A lot of people hear about Frisco as is one of those cities that's on the various publications as the best places to live, safest places to live, best places to raise a family, and so on and so forth. So, for example, according to WalletHub.com, Frisco is the number 2 real estate market in the country. In April of 2022, Smart Asset named Frisco the number 1 safest city in the U.S. And in 2018, Frisco topped Money Magazine's prestigious list of the 50 best places to live in America. So those are just a few of the publications that Frisco has that say they're on top. And another reason that we have seen explosive growth going on in Frisco. So, Frisco is located just 16 miles north of Dallas, so you have 3 major highways that go through Frisco. You have the Sam Rayburn Tollway, or 121, you have Highway 380, also known as University, and you have the Dallas North Tollway, or the DNT. So, these make it very easily accessible. You can get to different areas within DFW and Frisco. So, there's been some really good planning going on when you see many highways that have been built in a city that only had 6,500 people that now has 250,000 people. Although you can run into some congestion in these areas. Now, access to the major airports, you have the Dallas Love Field and DFW International Airport. You're running about 25 to 30 minutes for both of these airports. Now, when it comes to the downtown areas, Dallas and Fort Worth, Dallas is definitely closer with about a 30-minute commute. Fort Worth is a little further out with about a 45-minute commute from Dallas to Fort Worth, and that's barring no traffic. Traffic, now that's a different story. So Frisco has a median household income of $134,000. Now Plano is located just south of Frisco, but north of Dallas. So right in between, there lies Plano, and it has a population of about 288,000 people. So it's slightly larger than Frisco and closer to Dallas. And just like Frisco, Plano does receive a lot of awards and recognition as being a great place for people to consider living. It was recently recognized by Niche.com as the 8th best place to buy a house in America. Now, Plano is about 10 miles north of Dallas. You also have easy access to highways in Plano as you do in Dallas. You have the Dallas North Tollway, you have the President George Bush Turnpike, you have the Sam Ray Burn Tollway, you also have Highway 75. Those all run through Plano, so Plano is about a 30-minute commute to DFW International Airport and about a 25-minute commute to Dallas Love Field. So you can have access to both airports quite easily in about 20 or 25 minutes. That's not bad at all. And when it comes to growth and highways, getting congested, well, that really comes with both cities. So they are both located in Collin County, and that area is very rapidly growing. You're going to be faced with some highway congestion with either city. That's just a reality of living in Frisco or Plano. And I also want to mention that because both cities are quite a ways from downtown Fort Worth, if you're living in Plano or Frisco and you have to commute to almost anywhere in Tarrant County, you're looking at a 45-minute or maybe even longer, an hour commute, depending on where you're going in Tarrant County. And so the commute to downtown Fort Worth, you're looking at about 45 minutes to an hour, depending on traffic. The median household income in Plano is about $99,000. So it is a little bit less than Frisco's median household income. So keep that in mind with the cities being that close together. I think it's important, especially when we talk about housing. What that looks like, something I thought that was very interesting, was that both cities have very similar square mileage. Let's jump into lifestyle. If you're living in a city, you certainly want to know what there is to do in that city. So both cities have plenty to do. I will say that Frisco seems to have more attractions than Plano. I don't know if it's because Plano's been around for a while. It's been a bit longer. Frisco's just picking up on the newest and the best things to do. And in Frisco, you have the Dr. Pepper Ballpark, which hosts the Frisco Rough Riders minor league baseball team. That's a great place to go for entertainment, to watch great baseball game, and everything within the Frisco area, that entertainment type district over there, is kind of all like right there. Another cool thing that you can do in Frisco is tour the Dallas Cowboys practice facilities and their headquarters there. It's called the Star. And in fact, the Frisco High School football team plays games at the Star, which I think is amazing for high schoolers to be able to experience that level of pro football life at practice facilities. And for the soccer lovers, you can grab a ticket and go to the Toyota Stadium, which is home to the FC Dallas. And surprisingly, at that Toyota Stadium, there also is football games and practices that go on there. So if you like PGA golf, they just located their headquarters there in Frisco as well. And of course, along with their headquarters, they're going to have 2 championship golf courses that you can definitely experience and enjoy. One of the recent developments that is going on in Frisco right now is the Universal Park and Resort. It's a one-of-a-kind themed park specifically targeting families with young children. In Frisco, it's 97 acres of land, so that's a large amount of acreage to place a park in. I'm looking forward to it, and there are plenty of attractions for families and kids, and we're really looking forward to it. I know my kids are looking forward to it, so bring it on. So there's a lot of attractions in Frisco, Texas, but on top of that, they also have 50 parks and recreation centers that you can enjoy, in addition to all of the major attractions that are getting a lot of the buzz in Frisco. There are plenty of shopping options in Frisco as well. Of course, you have the more traditional type malls, the mall experience at Stonebriar Mall in Frisco. Also, there's a Star District that surrounds the Dallas Cowboys practice facilities, and there you can get pampered. You can go to different restaurants, experience different shopping. So Frisco really does have the best of both worlds. The only thing that it doesn't have is, well, it's an outlet mall. You have to go to Allen for that, but there's a lot to do in Frisco. Plano has over 80 parks that you can enjoy. You can do some hiking, some biking, some swimming, some paddleboarding, whatever it is to do that you like. One huge attraction in Plano, Texas, is that they're pretty well known for is the Texas pool. And this Texas pool has 168,000 gallons of salt water that is in the shape of the state of Texas. It really is one of Plano's major attractions in the past. So to be able to experience swimming across the state of Texas, yeah, now that's a pretty good time. Now the Texas size shaped pool is salt water. So at the Texas pool, they have diving boards, they have water slides, there's a North Texas island, and then the shallow South Texas is a wading area for the smaller children and parents. It's open Memorial Day weekend through October, and it's been a destination since 1961. So there's also some other things that you can do in Plano. Well, of course, naturally, there's bowling and there's arcades, and Plano has a really cool arts and live music scene. So don't miss out on what Plano has to offer. I know Frisco seems to have all the new stuff, but Plano is right there, and it's been providing different entertainment options as well for a long time. And when it comes to shopping in Plano, you know you do have a few options. You have the shops at Willow Bend, and that's a mall that was recently acquired by some new owners that have plans to actually redevelop it. Inside the shops of Willow Bend, you have the Crayola Experience, and it's an amazing place for kiddos where you can explore 22 hands-on attractions in a 60,000 square foot space. So Parent Magazine calls it one of the top 10 trips that you need to take your kid before they turn 10. So definitely check out the Crayola Experience in the shops on Willow Bend. Plano also has the shops of Legacy. They're pretty popular as well. They have boutiques, they have shops, they have restaurants. So a good experience at the shops of Legacy there. And then you also have Legacy West. Now, Legacy West is kind of like a city within a city. It's a large mixed-use destination in North Texas, and it's just a great place to meet, play, eat, enjoy concerts, and the outdoors. You can dine there, you can stay there because they have hotels attached to it. So it really is like a city within a city. It's over 255 acres, and they have shops like Tiffany's & Company, Louis Vuitton, Gucci, and they have over 20 different restaurants. If you like to have a staycation there, then you can stay at the hotel that anchors the Legacy West, and it's called the Renaissance Dallas at Plano. So there really is plenty of shopping and dining experience in both Frisco and Plano. With Frisco's growth, I foresee more shopping and more dining because, keep in mind, these cities are right next to each other. So if you live in Plano, you can easily get to Frisco and vice versa to enjoy what the other city has to offer. Both cities really are going to give you some great choices. And in 2022, Frisco Independent School District earned an accountability rating of an A from the Texas Education Agency with 95 out of 100. And Frisco is consistently receiving that type of accountability rating from the TEA. Frisco has 72 schools and they serve over 65,000 students. I predict that that number will grow since Frisco is continuously building new homes and adding to the city's population. When it comes to Plano Independent School District, they received an overall accountability of a B, but that's 89 out of 100 from the Texas Education Agency, which is not bad. Plano has historically received higher accountability ratings in the A range. So honestly, when it comes to schools, they are both comparable. Plano has 74 schools and they serve over 49,000 students. So a smaller school district, less students, they have a few more schools, but their student population is smaller than Frisco's. What that tells me as a parent is that the student-teacher ratio might be a little bit less in Plano than in Frisco. Now, about housing, because housing is usually your largest expense when you're considering where to live. So let's talk about Frisco's housing first. Since Frisco is a newer city, the homes are going to be newer overall. On an average, Frisco has a lot of master planned communities. When Frisco started growing and hitting the scene, well, that's when master planning communities really became popular here in North Texas. So you'll see plenty of options with these master planned communities where they have, the amenities and the kind of like lifestyle direction, pools, lagoons, things like that, because you want to have a community that has that kind of feel. Some of these master planned communities even have schools within the community. So when you're talking about master planned communities, they really do have they just kind of encompass like all sorts of things and almost like a larger city. In June of 2023, the median home price in Frisco was $680,000, but homes in Frisco range from the 300,000s to the multi-millions. It's something for everyone, Act accordingly, do your due diligence, and see what's important to you, and then make the best decision. Now, Plano housing is a little bit different now because Plano is a more established, so they do have some older homes. The median home age in Plano is 1992. So even some of the older and a lot of the Frisco homes, when it comes to neighborhoods, you'll have some more of your established neighborhoods in Plano with mature trees and, things like that. Now, the homes that may have been built in the 80s and in the 90s versus Frisco's, who has a lot of newer homes, I would say the majority of them were built in 2006. Now, even though Plano has been around and its growth has kind of nearly topped out, there's still a little new construction happening in Plano. You'll find these in tiny pockets in Plano to build little subdivisions. And when I say subdivisions, they may be just like 2 or 3 streets, and that's it. But there's still a little building going on, just not as much a variety when it comes to new construction in Plano as you would see in Frisco. In July of 2023, the median home price in Plano was $535,000. So when you look at the numbers of the homes in Frisco, that they're going to be a little bit more expensive than you would be spending in Plano. But honestly, there is some great options in both areas, so check them both out. Consider both of them. Frisco and Plano home prices range from 300 to the millions. So there really is something for everyone's budget. So if you have any questions or any questions about living in Frisco or Plano, or just call me, text me, email me, and I'll see you in the next video.